presentation is what is watershed. So watershed is a natural geohydrological unit where all streams are draining into a common point or a common outlet. So in simple terms, it is a unit of area which covers all the land and contributes runoff to a common point or a common body of water, that is particular lake, stream or river. So it is a drainage basin or a catchment area of a particular lake, stream or a river. And it is also known as important unit of management of natural resources. How do we define watershed management? So watershed management is the process of formulating and carrying out a course of action involving manipulation of natural, agricultural and human resources of a watershed to provide resources that are desired and suitable to the watershed community. So, which means it is rational utilization of soil, land and water resources for optimum production with minimum hazard to natural resources. So it is a wise approach of utilizing land, water or soil or different natural resources. Watershed can be classified based on size, slope, drainage, shape, land use pattern, etc. But meaningful criteria is classifying on the basis of size and land use. So on the basis of size, watershed can be classified into mini, micro, milli, sub and macro watershed. So mini watershed is an area which is between 1 to 100 hectare, micro is between 100 to 1000 hectare, likewise milli is between 1000 to 10,000, sub is between 10,000 to 50,000 and macro is above 50,000 hectares. What are the objectives of watershed management? Main objective is sustained production of food, fodder, fuel, fruit, fish, etc. to form watershed, storage of water in a convenient location for the different purpose, to control soil erosion, recharge of groundwater, to ensure safety of ecosystem, regulation of over exploitation of resources, to protect, conserve and improve the land of watershed for more efficient and sustained production, to check soil erosion and to reduce the effect of sediment yield on the watershed, to increase infiltration of rainwater, and likewise there are many objectives. Why there is need for watershed management? Due to industrialization, unscientific mining and quarrying, adopting faulty agroforestry practices, it results in degradation of land and there is rapid siltation of reservoirs and dams. There is low water table, less agricultural production. So there are different components on which we need to focus, that is soil and water conservation, water harvesting, crop management and adopting alternate land use system. And what are the benefits of watershed management? By adopting suitable watershed management practices, there is an increase in the soil health. It decreases the soil erosion and enhances moisture availability to the plants, augments the biodiversity in the watershed area, improves local grazing lands, augments the livestock farming, and so on. There are multiple benefits of watershed management practices. There are different practices or approaches for watershed management, that is construction of broad beds and furrows, contour bunds, bench terracing in hill areas, construction of check dams, percolation ponds and stone barriers. The purpose of making broad beds and furrows is to conserve soil moisture in dry land and to control soil erosion. The furrows act as a drainage channel during heavy rainy days. And the purpose of creating contour bunds in hilly areas is to intercept the runoff flowing down the slope by an embankment, and it helps to retain moisture in the field. Likewise, bench terracing is done in hilly areas, and the benches may be inward sloping to drain off excess water, and the outward sloping benches will help to reduce the existing steep slope to mild one. And the function of creating bench terracing in hilly areas is to help to bring sloping land into different level strips to enable cultivation. Similarly, check dams are constructed on small streams or lakes to check the velocity of running water. Another management practice is creation of percolation pond. The percolation ponds are small ponds which are located mostly in low-lying areas and are formed in order to store the runoff of rainwater and to allow it to percolate downwards and sideways. and their main function is to augment groundwater recharge. Next is stone barriers. Stone barriers are stone bunds which form a barrier that slows down water runoff, allowing rainwater to seep into the soil and spread more evenly over the land.